Welcome to the very first episode of Get Real Naked with Lilia Tarawa. I am Lilia Tarawa, and today I'm going to be taking you through social media strategy. Now I want to focus on one topic in particular today for you guys, and that topic is going to be intention. And we're going to look at how to set your intention, why intention is important, and give you some tips and tricks around getting more clarity when you're moving forward with your social media so that you know where you're going. Because the result that you focus on will be the outcome that you get. So it's very important at the beginning of every single task you do in your life to set an intention. Why is intention so important? It's important because you need to know where you're going, otherwise you are going to be tossed around by the wind and by the storm. A ship with no sail in a storm gets tossed around. A ship with a sail, when the storm comes, can steer itself in the right direction. So this is all about steering you in the right direction with your social media. Intention is also really important because lack of clarity creates absolute chaos. And we all know that chaos just isn't good for anyone. So there's two types of intention. One type is conscious intention and the other is unconscious intention. Now, unconscious intention is probably where you've been living at the moment because you're watching this video for a reason, and I'm going to assume that that reason is because, maybe you're not getting a result that you wanted, or maybe your posts aren't performing in the way that you wanted, or maybe there was an expectation you had that something would happen when you put this post out on social media or created this page for your business, and that just didn't happen. The cause of that is unconscious intention. When we're going about doing things and we're not quite clear or certain about what we should be doing or how we're going about it, and we're just trying, and it's kind of a big muddled mess. So if you're feeling like a muddled mess, and don't worry, we've all had days when we feel like a muddled mess, then this is going to be an awesome video for you. Now let's talk about conscious intention. Conscious intention is where you set your intention right from the very beginning of a project. You know what outcome you want, and you engineer everything within that project to get that specific outcome. Now that becomes really, really powerful for you because suddenly it gives you clarity, it gives you focus, and it gives you purpose with every single decision that you make along the way during that project from start to finish. First and foremost, let's start with you because everything begins and ends with you. How are you feeling about your social media? Are you upset that it's not quite getting the result you wanted? Do you feel like it's not quite where you want it to be in terms of the way it looks and the design and how it's set up and the consistency with the posts? Because if you're feeling this way, don't worry. All of us have felt this way before. We all had crappy social media presence at one stage in our lives. So you are not alone. However, there are some things that we can do to change that for you. And that's what we're here on Get Real Naked to try and do, to help support you, to give you some tips and strategies moving forward. So let's begin with your attitude. Guys, you've got to begin with your attitude first. This is the most important thing. It's not Facebook's fault that your social media is not quite where it should be. It's not Snapchat's fault. It's not the fault of anything aside from you. Everything in your world right now, in your social media world, has been created by you. By either what you are doing or what you're not doing. It's really nice to be able to blame something outside of us. It's just like, I didn't do it, it was Facebook's fault. I didn't do it, Snapchat introduced an update that I don't know how to use. No, you need to learn. We have to take ownership. We have to empower ourselves and go, cool, Facebook and Snapchat have innovated. Great. How can I now use this new technology to become more creative and build out my business in an even greater way? I've got to say, awesome. Now we've got these cool new updates. How can we use that to creatively distribute even more awareness for our business? How can we use that to create even more client relationships and even more leads? How can I learn more skills that I can now put into that social media and apply it so that what I was doing before looks like peanuts, and what I'm going to do now is absolutely incredible and amazing. So these are the attitudes that I'm talking about. This is the way we have to approach life. This is the way we have to approach all of our problems. And if you have that attitude, then hell yeah, I'm glad you're on this webinar, and I'm glad you're learning here, because you are the person that I am have absolute faith in that is going to be totally successful at this. So if you take nothing else from this video, take this one statement. I, Lilia Tarawa, believe in you and your ability to change for the better. And the awesome thing about this is that if you know that it comes from here first, from you, that's great, because now you can start to be the solution. If it was something outside of you, I don't know what we'd do about that. Like, it wouldn't be as easy to change. But personally, changing things and changing the way we behave is the easiest thing to do. So awesome. Let's get right to it. How do you set an intention? I'm just going to show you what I did. I set an intention right from the very beginning with this post. Step number 1, brainstorm. So what I've done here is I actually brainstormed what I wanted to accomplish with this post, and then I answered that for myself. So I said to myself, what is my intention? And right here, I've written down, set my audience up for the next step by helping them find clarity about where they're going to go and what outcome they want. That was my intention for this post. You need to create an intention for every post that you put out. This tip is straight from my heart on how to create an intention. You need to stop, you need to breathe, and you need to focus. And you're going to ask yourself some questions that are really going to help you define your intention and get clearer on what your intention is. If you're having trouble figuring out what it should be. Now it's work time. Grab out a pen and a piece of paper. You're going to write down these questions that I give you. And these questions are going to support you in how to move forward with your social media goals. Have you got that pen? Right, let's get cracking. So here are some questions that are popping up on the screen. So what is the purpose of this post? Really think about that. What are you trying to achieve? What is the outcome that you want? Are you building a brand? Are you educating? Are you simply looking to inspire? Do you want the post to be shared, or do you want the post to be liked? Do you want the post to open up a conversation? Are you selling something? And if you are selling something, what are you selling? And who are you selling it to? When you've sold it, how will you measure your results? How will you know that your post is effective? How will you know that it's achieved the result that you were looking for? Next Tuesday, we're going to release the second episode of Get Real Naked with Lil. And at that episode, I want you to bring along the answers to those questions, because those answers are going to be what you are going to use to craft the next step in your social media strategy and your social media journey.